Perspective Change. Welcome to the podcast of all time, the Living Podcast. This session will focus on a serious topic for today. Any opinion from the guest is sensitive due to the relevance of the issue presented in their own experience. Keep calm and enjoy in our Dreamcast Living Podcast, the Living Podcast.
Poverty is a state in which one lacks the financial resources and essentials of a certain standard of living. According to the latest poverty statistics, approximately 9.2% of the global population, or about 700 million people, live in extreme poverty. Have you guys experienced poverty, and how did you get out of poverty?
You first speak. Growing up in a low-income household, poverty wasn't just a concept. It was a reality that colored every aspect of my life. It was hard for me to see my parents struggle to make our money fit to all our expenses in our daily life. I suddenly remember when I was a child, when I felt the embarrassment when unable to afford school supplies or field trip fees, highlighting the gaping disparities between myself and my peers. It is very hard for us to get out in this situation, but since it's life, we need to face these challenges in our life. What about you, Nessie?
In my 15 years of life, my family and I have lived in extreme poverty. And over the years, I have gradually worked our way up to middle class. Back when I was a child, my father's old salary is not enough for our daily expenses. When my father got promoted on a higher position, that's when our life turned totally different. Now, our life gets better than before. How about you, Vincent? Go on, Vincent. Go on.
Growing up as a poor teenager, I felt like I was living in two different worlds. At school, I acted like everything was normal, even though my family struggled with money. But at home, the stress of being poor affected everything we did. Despite all the tough times, I learned to be strong and keep going. My family and my determination helped me get through the hard times. Every problem I faced made me stronger and more determined to make a better life for myself. Rian?
My family life was no cakewalk. My mother passed away when I was 10 years old. My father never truly cared enough to stick around and raise his own daughter. Honestly, when I was young, when my mom's still alive, I was kind of jealous to other kids because their parents can afford to buy them some clothes, shoes, and many other stuff. But my mom can't afford them because of financial problems. So all I do is stare at them because my dad wasn't there to support us. I was raised by my mom's sister, who is now my mom, and her husband, who is now my father. Sometimes I think it's a miracle how far I have come. And I am really grateful to my parents now, who always guides me all the time, checks up on me, provide my needs, and many more.
Does poverty impact your well-being and mental health?
For me, poverty can have an impact on mental health and well-being. Financial stress, lack of access to healthcare, housing instability, and limited sources for coping mechanisms can all attribute to increased rates of depression, anxiety, and other mental health disorders among those experiencing poverty. What about you, Vincent?
For me, being poor can make you feel really stressed and sad because you worry a lot about money and can't always get the help you need. It can also make you feel lonely and bad about yourself.
What about you,
Nancy?
Nessie? Based on my experience, living in poverty often involves constant financial strain, uncertainty, and the struggle to meet basic needs. These stressors can contribute to higher levels of stress and anxiety, as individuals may constantly worry about their financial stability and their ability to provide for themselves and for their families. How about you, Rian? Poverty increases the risk of mental health problems and can be both a causal factor and a consequence of mental ill health.
For you guys, what are the effective strategies for addressing poverty?
For me, whatever happens, be stronger and don't lose hope because these challenges of ours is only a lesson for us to be more like a stronger human being.
Mhm. For me, to help people in poverty, we need to support families who are struggling, make sure everyone has a fair chance to earn money, and give opportunities for education and learning new skills.
To tackle poverty, we should help families in need, create fair opportunities for everyone to earn money, and offer chances for education and skill building.
To help with poverty, we can make sure people get better jobs, offer training and education, provide support like healthcare and housing, and create communities where people help each other.
Thank you guys for sharing your experience and opinion.
Yeah.